media.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to The Fringe. Boy, do we have a doozy for you today. I know it's been making its rounds all over social media and all over other YouTube channels, but I wanted to take some time to showcase this interview, this recent interview with Pierre Poilievre, where he's actually left the interviewee speechless. Yes. It's another one of these classic moments that you remember back to Pierre Poilievre's interview where he was chewing the apple and kind of left that left-wing extremist, we'll say, in his place by, basically who's accused him of taking Trump policies, who said, you're doing all these terrible things. And of course, Pierre just fired back with logic, putting the man in his place and completely obliterating him in the interview. We have another one of those interviews today, but I also want to highlight a lot of good points that came out of that interview that aren't being shown on some of those videos, and maybe talk about the real issues at hand here. And we're going to get into all that. But first, I want to showcase this video's sponsor, Unacceptable Fringe Books. Unacceptable Fringe Books has something new and exciting to share with each and every one of you. Our newest book and possibly final book entry into our series of political satire books, Just Axe the Tax, a parody of Dr. Seuss's Green Eggs and Ham, is now available on Amazon. Over the last few years, it's been my absolute pleasure to bring you hit titles such as How the Prime Minister Stole Freedom, One Face, Two Face, Blackface, Blueface, Hold the Line, The Ballad of Tamara Leach, and How the Prime Minister Broke Canada. All of these best-selling books have been an absolute thrill to write for you, but with each book releasing, we always want to give back to the community as well and try to help Canadians in some shape or form and another. This time, I'm proud to announce that proceeds from every purchase of our books on Amazon will be going towards helping local Canadian food banks at a time when the Prime Minister has made affordability very difficult for common Canadian households. At Unacceptable Fringe Books, not only are we committed to giving you humor in political entertainment, but we are also committed to giving Canadians a boost at a time when they're in need or looking for some form of assistance. Head over to Amazon.com or Amazon.ca right now and pick up your copy of Just Axe the Tax and give yourself the gift of a little bit of laughter at a time when everyone in this country could definitely use some. Link is down below in the description. Now, just as I mentioned before that break, ladies and gentlemen, or during that break, every book that you purchase right now until September 1st from Unacceptable Fringe Books, a portion of sales coinciding with the launch of our new book, Just Ask the Tax, is going to help those in need with local food banks, ensuring that those who are struggling right now at a time where Justin Trudeau's carbon tax is hurting them the most can try to get a little bit extra and help themselves. So not only are you purchasing books for a little bit of purchase of entertainment for yourself, but you're also helping those in need and, of course, making the world a better place for everybody. So go grab your books. I know Pierre's got his copy. I've been told he had a good chuckle at it. He enjoys it. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about Pierre in this interview, because boy, does he really nail some good talking points. Now, this interview was done recently with Prime Asia Canada. Now, I had a live stream recently where I talked about Pierre and said I'd really like to see him go on a YouTuber's channel, like not one of these channels, but like one that is like similar to this one, not necessarily having to be this one. I'd like to see him go on The Pleb. I'd like to see him maybe go on Northern Perspective, any YouTube channel without a script where we can talk a little bit about how voters are supposed to move forward with a Pierre Poilievre government, something where we're not getting the usual word salad and tag words. However, when we sit down with this interview, Pierre gives it pretty blunt, and I'm going to give him credit where credit is due. He's got some great talking points of this interview, and I will have the complete interview linked down below, but I want to highlight about the first minute and a half of this interview video because it shows some of the best clips of reactions and questions, and then we're going to get into the point where he's been left speechless. But let's start it off, ladies and gentlemen, and see some of the finer talking points of this interview.
Narrow escape for President Trump, and there is a toxic environment across US.
We have to stand up against these radical extremists who want to overturn democracy by imposing their agenda through violence.
So recent article in the BBC which stated that how Canada became a car theft capital of the world.
Everything's broken after 9 years of Trudeau. His catch and release criminal justice system has allowed car theft to rage out of control.
Is Canada giving free tickets to criminals to commit the crime? Because that we see. We see the criminal is caught by the police. We see it's the same day he is out on the bail.
I will shut the drug dens. I will ban drugs. I will stop giving out tax-funded opioids. And I will put the money into treatment and recovery services so that we can bring our loved ones home drug-free.
We have seen recent cases of extortion where the criminals, they are out on bail. They are enjoying their luxury life. And extortion plus crime, if we talk about the biggest gold heist in Canadian history.
The police bring you in. They say you've been charged. Now you can go on bail. And you go out and you threaten another business and another business. And you get caught again and they say, you're charged again, but don't worry, you're out on bail.
Because our Justice Minister, his vehicle was stolen 3 times. And still, we listen every year that we are making changes in the criminal code. How tough is that to make the changes in the criminal code?
So these are the kind of interviews I want to see with Pierre. I mean, yeah, he's having a good chuckle and a good laugh because he's laughing at the hypocrisy of what's actually going on right now in our political system with these woke ideologies and wacko policies. I mean, this kind of unscripted dialect, the word salad is gone. Now he's still getting his talking points in, but these kind of interviews help to make him look a little more human to people, that it's not just a all about the numbers kind of thing, right? Like, this is what I'm enjoying about this stuff.
Is there any tension between Prime Minister Trudeau and Finance Minister Crystia Freeland? Will she be fired now?
He's been going around trying to replace her.
Okay.
Can you imagine that? How can Canadians have faith in Chrystia Freeland when her own boss, Justin Trudeau, does not have faith in her?
Our Canadians, they are not able to pay their mortgages because it shoot double to triple. So what solution you have for them in the future? Like, how can they afford their houses? We have...
They get into some fine talking points in this interview. And again, I'll have a link below in the description, right below the description of the video, where you can go and watch the entire interview. It's almost 25 minutes long, and it's worth checking out. Would definitely recommend going to watch the entire interview. But one of the better talking points that comes in this, again, if you haven't seen it yet, this is the time to check it out, because Pierre leaves the interviewee completely speechless. I love when this happens at an interview. And this is, again, where I say unscripted, because these are the kind of interviews I want to see from Pierre Poilievre, where he just holds nothing back. He's not worried about offending anybody. He just says it like it is. This guy didn't see it coming. Let's just play it and take a look.
We want to understand what is the reason they defeated that bill, because the bill on the extortion, Bill C-381, that says that extortionists should be behind the bars for a longer time. Mm-hmm. And they also have their voter base, and they are Canadians. Canadians also want to see criminals behind the bars. So what is the reason they don't come and talk on this issue that we voted against that? Is only your party which is saying that they voted against the bill and they don't want to support this Bill C-381. What is the reason why they are not supporting it?
Because Justin Trudeau is a wacko.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That's it.
That's it. Let's do that again. Let's do that again. It's just so good. So good.
What is the reason why they are not supporting it?
Because Justin Trudeau is a wacko.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That's it.
Okay.
That's the answer. We have a wacko for a prime minister.
Okay. And is that...
That's it. That's it. That's the answer. We have a wacko for a prime minister. This is the Pierre Poilievre we all want to see. I remember back at a time when Pierre Poilievre was finance minister, right around the time Andrew Scheer was appointed as leader of the Conservative Party. And I remember screaming at the television like I was watching an NHL game, why aren't you getting that guy in the glasses to run for prime minister? He says everything everyone's thinking. He's not afraid to pull his punches. I mean, this is a guy who's hungry, who wants to go for it all. Let him take the reins. You'll get rid of Trudeau. Now, I know Pierre was having a family at the time. He had his reasons for not wanting to do it. It wasn't the right time for him, whatever. Either way, it's great to see him in that seat now, but this is the Pierre I've missed. This is the one I want to see running into the election, the one who's not afraid to say things, go off script, and just have fun in interviews by giving the answers that everybody wants to hear. I love it when he left that guy speechless with an answer because he's a wacko. That's it. That's the answer. That's what we need more of. Let me know what you guys think down below. Did you have as much fun watching that clip as me? Did you laugh as hard as I did? Let me know your thoughts down below. Again, make sure to go check out Prime Asia Canada's full interview. Again, I'll have the link down below. It's a fantastic interview. One of the better ones I've seen of Pierre Poilievre because he's just having a conversation. And while he's still getting across his talking points, he still makes some very good progression in terms of making it sound realistic when putting it into perspective. There's no slogans. There's no jargon that we've heard a million times over recycled. It's just common conversation. Fantastic interview. Kudos to Pierre. Do more like this, please, sir. That's what we want to see. Let me know your thoughts down below. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a thumbs up along with your comment. It helps push the video into the algorithm. Don't forget to go grab your copies of any of Unacceptable Fringe's books, including Just Axe the Tax, our newest book. If it's your first time here, I hope this video has earned your subscription. As you're clicking that subscribe button, don't forget to click the bell for notifications. Join me live here on the channel each and every Friday night at 6 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Central, here on the channel where we go over everything that's happened this week in politics, everything coming up in the week ahead, as well as some back and forth and Q&A within my own community. It's always great to chat with you guys outside of making these videos and hear the things that you have to say and the things you want to talk about. And I look forward to hearing from you each and every week inside of those live streams. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and have a great rest of your day. I'll catch you on the next one.